That's what people don't understand. Some people think when you say mental health, we are talking about the sicknesses. But mental health is actually a state of well-being that enables you to cope with the stresses of life and to be able to, have the capacity to contribute to society, to your family, and do all that you need to do. And it was my birthday, and I was praying people will not remember it's my birthday. Because I realized I have to respond to messages, happy birthday. I'm like, hey, is this the energy it takes to, be around all these people? It's like, human beings are
Like, became too much.
Yeah, it's like, it's a lot of work. Who are all these people? So that's how depression can make you feel. It can make you feel worthless, it can make you feel guilty, and all of that.
Hello, everyone. This is Let's Get Real. And on this show, we have real, unfiltered conversations about mental health, love, relationships, faith, and everything else in between. On today's topic, we are discussing on bipolar disorder. And I have a very beautiful advocate here who is going to share his life story with us. So, hi, Esinam.
Hi, Irene.
How are you doing?
I'm great. What about you?
Oh, I'm also good. It's wonderful to have you here today.
Oh, I'm
finally.
Yes. I'm happy to be here. It's an honor. Thank you.
I'm so glad you made it. So who is Esinam?
Ish. This one, I would say that I'm a person who loves herself. Like, I really, really love myself.
Okay.
I'm happy I can say that now because it didn't used to be like that many years ago.
Okay.
I'm 31 years. I'll be 32 in July. I love to watch movies and series to relax.
That's nice.
Yes.
Me too.
I have a lot of friends. I have an amazing family. And yeah, I love reading as well. Yeah. But I think most of all, I really, really love God. And I love to be creative too. I have a YouTube channel called Mental Health Cortez, where I create content on my lived experience with bipolar disorder. I interview other people as well, and other people with lived experience with different disabilities. So that's just me in general summary.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's your favorite series?
My favorite series. What I'm watching right now, I think I say the thing is I've watched so many things, but I think my favorite right now I'm watching Sullivan's Crossing. Yes.
Okay, I think recently just came across it. It's very, very soothing, family oriented.
That's why I'm watching it. Yeah, it reminds me of one of my favorite series, Sweet Magnolias. It also has that country vibe.
I've seen it too. That's so good. That's so can't wait for the next season.
I'm telling you.
So going back, how did you first discover, or how did you first get diagnosed?
Then I'll have to start from what happened before I got diagnosed, because it's quite a journey.
Okay.
So it all started in 2015.
Okay.
So around second semester, I was in my second year at the University of Ghana. I was studying French and linguistics. So after WASI, before I came to Legon, I was dating someone. And so I was still in the relationship from like after WASI to that level 200. We were happy, everything. And so I think he just told me that he had made a new friend. I mean, I was happy for him. Whenever I start sharing this story, people think that he picked that girl and dumped me. But no, that's not what happened. I think one of my roommates heard me teasing him with the girl over the phone. Like, hey, how's your new friend? This. And we're laughing about it. And she was like, what if he takes that girl and he leaves me? Around that time, I think I suffered from a lot of insecurities. I had inferiority complex. I had my own fears, and I had built my world around this person. In my head, that was my husband. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. I've bought my wedding gown already.
Wow.
Everything is set. The future is set. So I really, I couldn't imagine life without this person. But when she made that statement, I'm like, hey, that's a possibility. So I brooded over it. Then I'm like, no, Essie, you need to be smart. Break up with him first, then you protect your heart. So I'm like, I called him, I'm like, I think this relationship, we need to end it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay. We talked about it, it's like, okay, fine. after all, nobody wants to force anybody to be in a relationship. So after that, we had that conversation. The next 2 or 3 days, I realized no more phone calls, no more text messages. And he was the primary person I was talking to.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, is this how it is to be like 19-year-old me? I'm like, is this how it is to be single? Like no calls, no messages. And this particular person, why did I even break up with him? What reason is there? Why did I make that decision?
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I felt like, and he already used to tell me that, if anyone breaks up with anybody, like there's no coming back, there's no part two. Okay. So I'm like, nah, I made a mistake. Let me call this guy. So I called him and I'm like, I made a mistake. Let's come back together. And he's like, no, 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 no. I mean, we'll talk, we'll have conversations like friends do. Okay. We'll talk and laugh. But I just felt like it's not like how it used to be when we're dating. Because I mean, when you're dating someone, you have a certain kind of privilege and access to them. I just realized I'm never going to have that again. And so it started getting into my head mentally. Okay. Yeah, I thought what I was going through was just maybe, the transition or like a heartbreak. Maybe that's what I was going through. I just realized I was no longer, like, I lost interest in activities I once enjoyed. Now it was a struggle for me to bath, brush my teeth, go for lectures. It's like all my edges were being shut off. And I was no longer happy. I was no longer myself. I would rather prefer being asleep, because it's like when you're asleep, it's like you are dead. You don't have to think about reality and the things you are supposed to do. So I was just stuck in that cocoon. I mean, my friends and my roommates were supporting me. They were helping me to get around through that latter part of the semester. So my family didn't even know what I was going through. And me too. I just thought, oh, whatever is going on, it will end. I mean, nobody can be heartbroken forever. I didn't know that it was that bad, that I needed to start speaking to someone, or I needed to know that this was depression. This is not heartbreak. And so by the time I came home, now it was all chaos in my mind. I started feeling like, what's the point of living? And what are people going to say? Like right now, like when I look back, it's like, why was I even thinking that way? But those were my thoughts. Like, what will people say if they find out that we are no longer together? And am I sure I can do life without this person? I was really, really struggling. And now I started imagining, me actually completing suicide, me being in a casket, people coming for my funeral filing pass, or my obituary on my house gate. It's like I was just thinking of the worst of the worst, or maybe me actually losing my mind and me being on the streets and people be like, oh, we knew this girl, she was so like, smart and everything, and now she just lost her mind and this is her end. And so the thoughts were a lot. I was hearing, these constant, persistent voices that would tell me to kill myself. It was becoming challenging sleeping. Let's just say in my mind, everything was just chaotic. When you are mentally well, it's like it's so peaceful in your head. Like everything is so quiet. But now it's like, kill yourself. You wake up, kill yourself. You are going to sleep, kill yourself. And all these thoughts that were messing with my mind. And so now, because of how crazy everything was going, like how I was feeling as well, I started acting a little bit off. I was no longer my usual self. So when I wake up, the regular things I'm supposed to do at home, I wasn't doing them anymore. I'll just tell my mother, please, me, I want to die. Nobody wants to hear their child saying that. And also, I was now acting as if like I was like really mentally ill, like the people on the street. I remember I went to visit a neighbor and she's like, oh, have I eaten today? I was like, oh, no. But has she seen the garbage truck outside? That's where my food is. Then it's like, I don't want to say those things, but all of a sudden, what I'm not supposed to be saying, those are the things I'm saying. What I'm not supposed to be saying. Because sometimes I'll be in the house and something will just tell me, why don't you just go outside naked, like just run around naked, nobody will know. I knew these are not the thoughts I should be thinking, but it's like that's what is coming to my head. That's what I feel like doing. Sometimes I'll go to the kitchen, I'll just watch the fire, watch it. It's like a voice will just be telling me, just put your hand in the fire. And I knew that this is not right, but this is how I was thinking and feeling. I remember one night, my brother, that time my brother and I were sharing the room, and I told him, like I was just talking with him. The whole night I was talking. And it's like what I'm even talking about. It doesn't add up. It's not cohesive. It's just you can see that this sister, there's something wrong with her. So he was like, oh, I should go to my parents' room. I went to talk and talk and talk. My parents couldn't sleep the whole night by morning. Like my parents have like issues with their blood pressure. So it's like, what's going on with our child? So that's when my mom is like, no, we need to go and see like sick, I mean, if you're a Christian, you just have to go and see someone to pray for you.
Yeah.
So we went to like churches we knew and churches people recommended. They'll pray for me. Sometimes I feel better. Sometimes I don't feel like 100%, but at least it's better than before. And so we're doing that for a while. It wasn't like the total relief that I got and that I'll say I was back to myself.
Okay.
And so my dad was like, you know what, let's just seek professional help. So I started seeing a psychiatrist. My first psychiatrist too, he just diagnosed me with schizophrenia.
Okay.
And I didn't like the fact that everything seemed like, sometimes you are breaking a life altering condition to someone, just make them understand that, oh, this is what you have to deal with now, but it's not the end of the world. For him, it's not like, I don't know, maybe it's probably because he has seen so many patients. It's not now that he's coming to, be easy on you and nice.
It's familiar, it's too familiar.
But he was just, you come, we talk, I write your prescription, you go. It's not my duty to be very nice and cozy with you. And so for me, I felt like, why is it that I'm just probably 20, 21? I have my whole life ahead of me, and you are telling me I have a chronic mental health condition, which none of my friends, I was looking at myself that which of my friends goes to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist? Like, this is totally unfair. And at a point I was like, nah, maybe, you know what, this is all a lie. Maybe these doctors, they just want money. That's why they are telling my parents this. But it was what it was. Like, I was given these medications. I was told if I'm not on it, things will get bad. But me, I was just taking them because that time I was at home with my parents. Then one day, like I was just really like really restless. So my dad was like, me and my mom, we should go for a drive within the neighborhood. And then my mom was saying, it's like she has seen a psychologist signboard in the neighborhood. So we should go there. So when we went there, my dad just went into like panic mode because while we were even doing the drive, Crown was trying to open the car door, like it was that bad. And so he rushed in and he came out with this beautiful tall woman. She's called Dr. May Kalen Caesar. And she was so nice to me. And she's like, come into my office, let's talk. So we spoke. And then she started seeing me and recommended another psychiatrist. I wasn't her client too, but she recommended somebody for me, and she was seeing me like as a friend, so I could go there, talk with her. So through those, visits and things, she told my parents that no, I think your daughter rather has bipolar disorder because from her symptoms, her signs, the plenty talking and all of that, I'm very sure it's bipolar disorder. So then this new psychiatrist, Dr. Levina Jima, also another wonderful person. She prescribed new medication for me and I was on that. And now I had to go back to school. That one too is another chapter. But that is how the journey began.
So in layman's terms, how would you define bipolar disorder for someone who lacked the basic understanding of the disorder?
Okay, so bipolar disorder, I would say it's a two-in-one sickness. It's a mood disorder. It's just like, when we look at our physical health, we have conditions that are there, like malaria, sometimes you have a flu. Those are the things that affect our physical health. Now, as a human being, we all have a brain.
Okay.
So because of your brain, you have mental health. That's what people don't understand. Some people think when you say mental health, we are talking about the sicknesses. But mental health is actually a state of well-being that enables you to cope with the stresses of life and to be able to, have the capacity to contribute to society, to your family, and do all that you need to do. So like your brain is where the control center is. Yeah. And so when you have bipolar disorder, it means there's a condition that is, is the low mood. Okay. So when you are having the signs and symptoms of the mania, we call it a manic episode. Manic episode. When you are experiencing the depression, we call it depressive episode. Okay. So sometimes you see that when you have bipolar disorder, you can have an episode where you'll be on the high, you'll be doing all this, like things that when we know you are manic, that's what you'll be doing. Then after some time, you come to the low, which is the depression. But for some people, like sometimes it's unpredictable. Maybe you start with depression and move to manic. Okay. Sometimes too, it's maybe today you are manic, tomorrow you are depressed. It can switch up like that. But with the mania, there are some signs and symptoms. Like for me, like this, when I'm manic, I've noticed that I talk a lot. Okay. Maybe I'll come here. I don't really know you like that, but I will talk and talk and talk. And sometimes the things I'm talking about, they are just, sometimes a little bit grandiose. And sometimes, there's a level of talking that everybody does, but this one will be excessively talkative. Okay. Sometimes too, I've noticed I can be excessively generous. So I come here, maybe you tell me that, oh, you love my bag. And I'll tell you, you can have this bag. In fact, let's go to my house. I want to give you 10 of my other bags. Or I meet somebody on the street and it's like, I just feel so moved and I just give the person all the money in my bag. I don't know the person from anywhere. So sometimes you can be excessively generous towards people you know and other people you don't know. I've also noticed that I can go on shopping sprees. Sometimes I don't have the money, but I'll go to this shop, maybe probably like Melcom. I've done this before. That was years ago. I went to Melcom. I didn't even look at how much I had in my bag. I was just picking whatever I wanted from the shelves. Okay. Get to the checkout, and it's like, this is your bill. I'm like, no, then let's remove this, let's remove that. I was annoying the lady, but in my head, I felt like this is like, I am right, you are wrong, I'll get you fired. What do you mean? When I say do this, you do it. So sometimes too, when I'm manic, maybe I'll buy 3 of something, like probably something I don't need. I'll buy like 3 of it. There was a time too, I remember on campus, a friend of mine said she was selling shoes. I go to her room, I'm like, please, I am here to buy your shoes, so bring everything out. So she brought them out and it's like, maybe I took like 20 pairs, I don't remember. She kept asking, are you sure you can pay for them? I'm like, yes, trust me, I'm the Odoguye. Only for me to wake up the next day, it's like, what did I do? I had a manic episode. I'm like, how can I return these shoes? That one too was another going to tell my psychiatrist, telling my father, and he helped me to clear the debts. But I returned a lot of the shoes. And also I've noticed that when I'm manic, I have these racing thoughts. So when I can have a thought, it's like there's chaos in my head. So something like, why don't you start a supermarket tomorrow? Why don't you, by the end of this month, you should actually open a fuel station. Sometimes, I know other people who have bipolar disorder that they've had really good ideas and made creative decisions from their manic episode, but it's not always like that. It's not always going to be like that. And I've noticed when I'm also manic, I find it really difficult to sleep. I have insomnia. So I'll be up during the day. At night, when I want to sleep, I can't sleep. It doesn't matter what I do. I can turn the mattress upside down, sleep upside down, toss and turn, toss and turn. All the remedies people do when they want to sleep, it doesn't work. It's like my eyes are open. And when I see other people sleeping, it annoys me because it's like, how are they able to sleep and I can't sleep? So there are many more like symptoms that people experience. Like some people, they engage in risky behavior, reckless behavior. So you see that someone, when they are manic, they'll be driving at top speed or excessively engaging in, alcohol, substance abuse, for drug abuse. For some people too, you see that they will just, having sexual encounters with multiple partners. And they do have, we see when you're high like that, you have this type of energy that on a regular
you don't have.
Yeah, you don't have, like, you have very high energy. So for you to sleep with so many people like that, it's nothing for you. And sometimes too, you have this, we call it, as regular people, when you are coming here, you dress up and come in. But it's like when you are manic, you have these thoughts where it's like you don't really care. You don't care about people's feelings. You don't care about their thoughts. If somebody says something, you feel like they're wrong. So you see that someone who is manic, sometimes they can just, maybe you hurt my feelings the other time, Irene, and we talked about it and we have forgiven each other, we have moved on. And now we can be there when I'm manic, I'll bring that thing up and I'll be like, you, Irene, I've never liked you. That thing that you did the last time, it's like, and you actually, it's like using a dagger to hurt people's feelings. And because it is you who is talking, people find it hard to believe that, like, it's the episode that is making you behave that way. People believe that, and Esther now meant what she said. So it's hard to come back and apologize for people to be. So those are just the manic, some of them. And then for the depression, that one, I've realized like this, when I'm depressed, I will stay in bed, sleep in bed. I will sleep so much that it's like I've slept all the sleep I can sleep. I can't even sleep again. And then I'll be having those times. I used to have suicidal thoughts a lot because depression feels like a mental prison. You want to come out too, but you are just stuck there. Or you can have like it's like a hole. You are drowning. You want to come out every day, but you can't come out. So you tell yourself, oh, tomorrow I'll try and, organize my room. But when you wake up tomorrow, you don't have the desire, the energy, the strength to do that because already you are struggling to eat. So your energy is down. And now it comes to the point where, like, you have this low appetite, you are withdrawing from people. And I think sometimes the withdrawal comes from the fact that you just don't want to, socializing with people. It's like you need a lot of social battery for that. So you are isolating. Me like this, when I'm depressed, I don't pick phone calls, I don't respond to messages. It's like I don't even care if the world is on fire. Let it burn. That's how I feel. It doesn't make sense. But when you're in that state, it's like you have this dark cloud on your head. And no matter what you do, the dark cloud is there. So people sometimes think that when you're depressed, you are pretending or you are lazy. But that's just how you feel. It's like you have been arrested. No, you can't do anything about it. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't care about anything. You cannot be bothered. It doesn't matter what they tell you to do. You yourself can. Sometimes I realize that even me, sometimes I'm depressed. I really want to bath, but how to go and bath is the problem. How to leave my room and go and bath, or how to go and brush my teeth or dress up. Yeah, just, it becomes a chore. Exactly. It feels like the greatest chore in the world. I remember, was it 2024, my birthday? I was depressed because I've noticed sometimes what takes me into depression is when I have a physical condition. So I had a throat infection. I was stuck in bed. By the time I realized I was depressed. And it was my birthday, and I was praying people will not remember it's my birthday. Because I realized I have to respond to messages, happy birthday. I'm like, hey, is this the energy it takes to, be around all these people? It's like, human beings are like, they are too much. Yeah, it's like, it's a lot of work. Oh, who are all these people? So that's how depression can make you feel. It can make you feel worthless, can make you feel guilty, and all of that.
Not the same for everyone.
Yes, and also it depends on your personality. I have a psychologist who told me that sometimes the signs and symptoms, they manifest differently depending on your personality. I'm sure you know my very good friend Abena Koko. Yes. So Abena Koko is a social media person. When she's mentally well, she loves social media, she loves posting, she loves pictures. So obviously someone like her, when she has a manic episode, it's social media that she will go there and put. It's like her content will be manic, but it will appear on social media. Someone like me, I am a social media person, but like not like her. So maybe if I relapse or have an episode, you won't see me speaking on social media. So for everybody, depending on your personality, that's how the symptoms exist. I'm someone naturally, I love seeing things like maybe I'm not buying it, but like I love window shopping, like I like nice things. So obviously someone like me,
That is how.
when it's like all the things like in your personality, the episodes heighten it. Someone like me, sometimes when I see people, like I feel like my heart goes out for them. Yes. So someone like that, if I relapse, obviously I'll give you all my money. So it depends. And it's not the same. Not everyone experiences all the symptoms I'm talking about. I have friends that they can have a manic episode and they are very chill. Like people don't know that they have even relapsed. Yeah. But for some of us, when we are manic, you will know because that's just, it's like our personality. So for someone, I know someone that already he's very, he's very strong physically, he's very strong. So obviously when he relapses, that strength is what you use to execute some of the signs and symptoms. So yeah, it depends. I have friends that are depressed. You'll be like, they are just, really chill. You don't even know. So sometimes when they come to me and they're like, oh, I'm depressed, I find it hard to believe because it's like, hey, when I'm depressed, you don't even see me. Yeah, you don't even see me to come and tell me that you are depressed. Yeah, but that's just their personality.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know it was based on a person's personality.
Yeah, sometimes your personality, sometimes too, it's your brain chemistry. We are all wired differently. So for bipolar disorder like this, we have factors that cause the illness. Maybe for someone, the neurotransmitters in your brain are not aligned properly. So that's what is causing that brain chemistry to be altered. And so maybe probably for that person, when they relapse, it's different. Someone too, it's probably, genetic, it's from your family. So how it also manifests will be different. It's quite, you can't say everybody who has bipolar disorder behaves like this because even with physical conditions, malaria like this, you see that some people, when they are sick, they have blisters on their lips. Some people too, it's not like that. Me, I've never had a blister on my lips. So yeah, it's just like that.
Okay, let's talk about family, friends, church. How did this sit with them when you were first diagnosed, especially with family and friends?
My church, they were supportive, like my old church and my current church. They were praying for me. People send me encouraging, messages. When they meet me, they encourage me because at that time, I was really feeling like it was the end of the world for me. So I remember one of the lady pastors in my church, LP Stella, she told me this scripture, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, sound mind, and love. So when I'm having those thoughts, I will say that scripture to myself. My pastor prayed for me. There was a time I was having this serious depressive episode. I went to see him. He prayed for me, Prophet Kakrabede. He prayed for me. And then he told me when I go home, I should play gospel music. I played the gospel music for some time. I realized the thing just, lifted off. You see, so my church has been very supportive. They prayed for me multiple times. My family too, when I look at my support system, they are one of my greatest pillars because I don't know what grace or strength my parents had to hand. They really made everything look chill. Like they were not panicking. For me, internally, I was panicking. But they were if we needed to go to hospital, they would take me. If I needed to be on admission, they'll come and visit, they'll pay for my hospital bill, my meds. They were just there. If I say something negative, they'll say positive. If I have an episode and I say and I do things that hurt their feelings, they will just, take it as like it's my child and I don't know what she's going through, but I'll be there for her. That's what they did for many years. Even till now, they still help me with buying my medication, even though they are pensioners. So me, I know that in my road to recovery, I couldn't have done it without them. They were the cheerleaders standing on the sides of the road cheering me on because even me myself, I didn't think that I'll be well. They kept saying I'll be well, but me, where I was seeing myself and what they were saying, it wasn't like the same. And then for my friends, I have really, really good friends, especially my close friends. They were there for me. Some will come and visit me at the hospital. Some will just, come and sit with me. They don't need to fix my problems for me, but they will be there. I remember when I was on campus and the relationship had ended, one of my closest friends, Esperance, she took me to her room at Ekwafu. I was there for some time. She took me to watch her play, bought popcorn for me. She was just doing everything she could to bring me back to myself. And she has always been there. That throat infection I told you I had, and I had a depressive episode. I told her I don't want to see anybody, but she still came to my house. I had another friend, Diana. She came and sat with me. I told her to leave my room because of how I was feeling. But she was there. There are people that I have never had to feel stigmatized or discriminated when it comes to my friends. I mean, when the illness was new, it was people who weren't my friends, that people who just knew me, who were just, a little bit, you will see that they distance themselves from you because now they think you are weird. They were the people that, but my closest friends, they have never made me feel that way. In fact, when I relapsed, that's when they even treat me like how as well, let's say normal as they usually but I've never had to experience that. It's usually, I mean, I used to teach somewhere. They fired me when they found out about my diagnosis, and that was my first-hand experience with stigma. My whole life, I used to advocate against discriminating and stigmatizing people. So that was the first time I experienced stigma. I was like, wow, stigma really hurts. I didn't know it hurts because I've been in a bubble. My friends and my family, my mental health professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists, nurses, they've shielded me so much that I did not know even what stigma feels like. So they have really, really been there for me. I always say that my journey would never have been the same without the support. And sometimes when other people live the experience with bipolar disorder tell me about their challenges, and I realized that to have good family, friends, church supporting you, it's a huge asset. It's not like that for everybody.
It makes it easier.
Oh yes, it really does. It really does, because if you don't have the kind of that kind of support, it makes recovery difficult because you're already struggling internally, and now you don't have people being in your corner cheering you on. Because I describe, when you get a diagnosis with any mental health condition, it's like climbing a mountain. There will be times that you are doing so well. Oh, you are hiking, you are going up. And all of a sudden you relapse. You have an episode, this illness comes back and it comes back stronger, and you fall. And you have to get up and keep climbing. And that one is even more painful because it's challenging. You feel embarrassed, maybe because of some of the things you said or did when you relapse. You feel you can't continue, you can't show your face again in public because of some of the things you said or did, but you have to get it. And this support system are the people that will be cheering you on to get up, to keep going. You can do it. Even if you feel you can't do it, they will keep telling you you can do it. So it's necessary. It's very necessary. Even when you are physically ill, they've done research studies and they've seen that when people have people coming to visit them at the hospital, check up on them, it's their physical recovery, because it's just psychological, because you know that somebody actually loves me.
Someone cares.
Exactly, cares enough to look for me. It goes a whole way to help.
So would you say a contributing factor to the way they help you cope with their disorder is them educating themselves about bipolar?
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody found their own way to do. At a point, at the beginning of my mental health journey, my family was required to do family therapy. It was we need to do it. It's not like, oh, you can opt out. We needed to do it, and my family was ready. They didn't even say, oh, I don't want to do it. They were ready. At a point, almost every week we were at Kolebu Me and my family will be in a consultation room with a psychologist talking about, how they can help me to cope, how I can also live with them. Because at a point, I was feeling like, you people don't understand me. You people are my enemies. So it was just, helping everybody to understand each other. And it was the best. It was really, really helpful. There were certain things that maybe I had never discussed with my family, but at therapy, we
We're
could,
able to.
yes. And I also got to understand some of the things that they had been through and all of that. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's still talk about the journey of faith. How has faith helped you cope with the disorder?
It has
Is there a
greatly.
contradiction?
So, I always tell people that, yes, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I have been a Christian my whole life. And for me, I will never understand why I had to get diagnosed with this mental health condition. I know that Jesus heals, and I believe healing is not always linear for everybody. For some people, it may take time, it may take years. Personally, what I do is before I go to the hospital, I've already prayed about you, the doctor, who I'm coming to see. The medications I take every day, both morning and evening. When I hold it in my hand, I say I change this medicine into the blood of Jesus, because I just science. If I say I should trust just science, I don't know, but like I want my faith to cover the medication, any side effects and all of that. I want that taken out. It's taken away. So I take the medication. I pray. Even when I'm depressed, like I'm stuck in bed, I can't do anything. I just tell God, as I'm depressed, I cannot read my Bible, but I pray that you heal me, because I cannot be like this forever. So for me, my faith has been like an anchor in this storm, because some of the things don't make sense at all. How you are feeling, it just doesn't. Sometimes I have friends who have mental health conditions that, when especially those who are going through anxiety or panic disorders, people will tell you, look, the Bible says there's this scripture that says we should not be anxious or afraid. We should like cast all our cares. But when someone is having anxiety disorder, it's very difficult for them. Yes, they will cast their cares, but sometimes the anxiety doesn't just go away, because it's like this constant, this, sorry, it's my phone. I hope it didn't come. It's this constant, fear of the unknown. What are you afraid of too? Sometimes you don't really know, sometimes you know, but you can't stop worrying or being afraid. So I tell people that, yes, God is good. He has also given doctors wisdom to create these medications, the resources like therapy and the rest. Let's use them if, when, not if, once they are available. I tell people I believe in Jesus, I believe in therapy. I'm sure you know TD Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts. She's a pastor, but she makes her children go for therapy. Because people think, oh, you only need to do therapy when something is wrong. But for me, doing therapy from my early 20s, I'm like, I wish I started therapy earlier, like as a child, because I would have been able to deal with some of my feelings of inferiority complex. I could have spoken, because I wasn't talking to anybody. These were just constant thoughts in my mind. Yes. So for me, I believe in Jesus, I believe in therapy, and I'm always of the opinion that pastors should not, make everything like, if somebody is going through something in church, they just make everything super spiritual and don't listen or see people for what they are going through. You have maybe a mother who has gone to give birth. It's supposed to be the best time of her life. She's supposed to be happy. And you have this mother who is having postpartum depression. She cannot bond with her child. She's not happy. She's not feeling all those like good feel vibes. And it's actually something that is challenging her mental health. And people don't understand. It's like brush it off. There are so many people in church that their feelings have been brushed away, we've prayed for you, or maybe you are a pastor. How can you be having challenges with your mental health? You are a prayer warrior. Why? How is that possible?
How can you be depressed?
How can you be depressed? Or maybe people see you and you look all put together. It's like you have a good job, you have a car, you have a good partner. What do you mean by you are depressed? They don't see it like, sometimes it's not about how you feel. And I always say that we all have our thresholds. Someone may have had a supposed perfect life, you assume, but the person can still develop a mental health condition. Because mental health, it's like a piece of paper. Sometimes when it gets crumpled, like someone like me, now I'm using medication and therapy to sort of, and faith to straighten it out. Maybe it will be straight completely one day, maybe it will never, but these are the things that I'll probably have to do. And for some people, they have been through storms. You hear somebody who tell you she has been sexually abused, she has gone through abuse with her partner, but she's, still sailing through life. She has never developed a condition. And that's all because we have these genetic factors. Some people too, it's just how they are wired. They are just able to go through fire after fire. So you will never understand. So that's why I say don't judge people if they are going through. Someone will be like, this small thing. This small thing. Do you know what I've been through? I've dated 5 people. They've broken up with you. This guy, he was even nice to you. So what do you mean by you are depressed? That kind of thing. So it doesn't help. We need to be more empathetic towards people.
This comes to be mental health advocacy, right? I know you're also a mental health advocate.
Yes, so
you are doing so well.
Thank you.
But how did you decide to be a mental health advocate?
So I would like to give all the credit to God first and to Abena Koko, because knowing Abena, she was the one who, when she had her public episode, she decided that she was going to, advocate for mental health. And I saw what she was doing, but I hadn't contacted her and told her I was interested. So I think she came on a KSM show, and my mom's friend calls and it's like, oh, there's a girl with bipolar disorder. That girl, you people should watch the show. So my mom called me that, oh, I should come and watch. Because I didn't want to go and watch it because I felt, the fact that she has bipolar disorder doesn't mean me and her will be able to
bond.
I felt like, so why should I come and watch? But when I started watching, tears welled up in my eyes because I could resonate so much with her story. I just felt like, finally, I found somebody who understands me. Because for years, I used to think I was the only person in Ghana with bipolar disorder, but I didn't see someone like a Ghanaian around my age doing that. So immediately I sent her an email and I told her, I thank her for sharing her story, and I would love to partner with her on any project she's doing. And that's how we became friends. We worked on various projects. And I think the first project we did was a project with Time to Change Global UK. And they were looking for 25 people at the time who were willing to share their stories. And it was an anti-stigma campaign project. And so we had different locations we'll go to share IEC materials, mental health resources, share our stories. They trained us to, that was the big part for me. They trained us, they gave us media training on how to share our stories and how far is too far and that kind of thing. And so when I was done with that project, I was like, I love what I'm doing. Finally, I can turn my pain into purpose, and I want to keep doing it. I just don't want to work and then make money. And for me, it was about money and impact, doing what I love and then helping people, because I realized that it's very few people who have mental health conditions who are willing to come out and share their stories. They are there. It will surprise people. Think, oh, people with mental health conditions, they're people on the streets, or they are not really around. They are everywhere. When I go to the hospital and I see people at the OPD, I'm like, these people you are seeing here, they go back to their families, their friends, their jobs. They are in society, but because of the stigma, they may not be willing to share their stories. And so for me, I decided I'll take it upon myself. After all, I think getting fired from my job also made me realize what's the point of even hiding? Because I was doing advocacy, but like not like I was just doing it for the project. But my mind came to the fact that okay, after the project, what are you going to do? And I was like, okay, now they fired me. After all, what is that? What is
What's there to do?
I was like, let me start my YouTube channel. So starting my YouTube channel also opened a lot of doors for me internationally. I got to work with different people. I got to share other people's stories. Sometimes I go out and meet people and they're like, thank you for interviewing this person. I learned a lot from their story.
Okay.
And I enjoyed doing that because when I was newly diagnosed, I mean, when you need any information about bipolar disorder on YouTube, it's probably an American or a British lady or man they will give to you. But I wanted something, with our context, culturally appropriate, some of the experiences, people will be able to relate more when it's coming from someone like me. And so that's what I decided to do. And I mean, at the beginning, I had some family members who were concerned about my future because it's like, hey, if you come out and you tell the world you have a mental health condition, you not get a husband, and you not get a husband, you not get a good job, you are destroying your future. Yeah, it's not like America where they support all these things. But for me, it wasn't about me. I was thinking about the fact that if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I'm actually, it's going to affect somebody's road to recovery.
Okay.
Me, I wanted to make people's road to recovery easier because me, when at the beginning I struggled, after 1 year of being diagnosed, I was in denial. Denial because I was like, nah, I'm a child of God. How can I have a mental health condition? And I felt like accepting medication and therapy meant that I don't believe in God. So there was this, back and forth in my mind. And I also felt like, maybe they are lying. No. Maybe there's nothing really wrong with me. Maybe it was just the broken heart thing. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. And so for me, I feel like if I had knowledge about mental health, the moment the depressive symptoms started, I would have gone to the counseling center on campus and told them these are my struggles. But I had little knowledge about mental health, so I had to go through that long process, all the pain I went through. I'm just trying to make people avoid all of that so that the moment you have the symptoms, you go and seek a mental health professional and you'll be either put on medication or start therapy or something or go through ECT. And you can avoid all those damages and
trauma that you
trauma. Yeah. People think that, I always say that the earlier you seek professional help, the better. Because I've had some manic episodes where I hurt some people so much that it took years for them for them to recover and say they want to be around me. Some took it personal, and I understand it's never easy when somebody hurts you like that. For some people too, they thought I was intentionally doing it. That's why all the awareness is necessary, and we don't have a lot of people, focusing. It's just in recent years that you see on TV, maybe they are talking about mental health, but years ago, it wasn't like that. Yeah. So that's why I have decided to do that. Whether I get it I started doing a full-time job with mental health, but I'm still in a mental health community, not like professionally with my job, but I'm just doing my independent work with the content creation. Anywhere I can help research, I'm there. Yeah.
But how well should a person privately heal, so to speak, before coming out publicly for advocacy?
It's a really good question. And I always say that for me, I got diagnosed in 2015. And I started advocacy through that project where I was trained in 2019. So I had 4 years to heal in private, do everything I needed to do, and then come out to do this advocacy work. And it's not easy for everybody. Me, I think I have a very supportive family. My father and my mother have always they've never restricted me. They've allowed me to fly freely like a bird. Whatever I want to do, I can do it. So if it's advocacy you want to do, go ahead. We support you. So for me, that's the kind of background I'm coming from. And also, I have the goal that I want to help people.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll go and do a project. Probably I'll not get paid for it. My transportation allowance is not covered and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's the best situation, but these are some of the realities on the ground. I'm happy. It's my prayer that more people will come out and share their stories, especially men. Especially men.
You hardly see them.
Yeah, and I'm big on men and mental health because it's a very sensitive area.
Yes,
and I wish they will want to come out and share their to share their stories, to encourage other men and boys and things like that. So for me, I think it's about the individual. I have some friends who are working at places that the moment they come out and say this is what they have, their work will probably be taken away from them, or they will not be trusted with that kind of work. Because it's like, oh, we'll not stigmatize and discriminate against you, but then I'm being treated differently. My tasks are now changed, and it's starting to look like, oh, but we are not stigmatizing against you. But the little things you are doing clearly shows if you did not know about my diagnosis, you treat me differently. So people like that, they wouldn't want to come out and share their stories. And for me, advocacy, I think it's very impactful when you come out to share your story. Maybe you can start small. Maybe you can go and do an interview, they blur your face, or you request that they change your voice, or they film you from the back, or you do an audio. You don't have to be like me that everywhere. Because me, sometimes people are like, oh, do you want to show? I'm like, show my face, because me, at this point,
there to hide.
I'm all over the place. But if for you, you feel you want to start and going all public like that, you can start little by little. Maybe you can even do blogging with a pseudonym or something. There are so many ways to be anonymous nowadays. I watch some people on TikTok. There's this girl, she has a very beautiful space. She's always doing TikTok videos. Nobody knows the girl. We see her hands, we see what she's doing in the room, but you never see her face. Nobody knows her. So I'm sure she's able to go out in public. Nobody knows her, because
and
this
the message is still being passed across.
Exactly. Even headless YouTuber like this, for many years, nobody knew his face, his voice. It's just recently that he decided to go public, and it also has its advantages when you come out publicly, because now people can attach a face to their story or easily contact you. But you can start in your little small way. It doesn't have to be like, hey, you are on TV. All of a sudden, you are on TV. Maybe you are not the TV type of person. You just want to be in your low-key space but be making impact.
Finally, let's go to education, right? Initially, when you were telling me about your story, when it came to diagnosing, you mentioned even a psychiatrist misdiagnosed you with schizophrenia. So that's kind of dangerous, so to speak, to the psychiatrist.
The thing is, most mental health conditions, their symptoms are similar. Sometimes when somebody is even having a manic episode, they can sometimes hallucinate, see and hear things that are not there, or lose touch with reality. So if you are a doctor and the client comes to the office with those symptoms, you might think they have schizophrenia. So it's sometimes it takes years for somebody to finally be diagnosed with a particular condition. Sometimes they will start, maybe they'll mention this condition, or maybe you have chronic depression, then later on some years they'll come and say, oh, maybe you have anxiety. It doesn't mean that the doctor, for me, I wouldn't say it's always that the doctor didn't get it right. Sometimes the doctor didn't get it right. Sometimes too, it's what they are seeing. For me, when I was seeing that first doctor, my symptoms were like schizophrenic, psychosis symptoms. So that's why he was thinking I had schizophrenia. But when I was seeing the other doctor, she was seeing me in my highs and my lows and the rest. So sometimes people jokingly say that sometimes psychologists are able to see or detect what a patient has because they spend longer hours with the patients, listening to their experiences, their stories, digging to the bottom. But with a psychiatrist, the hours or time duration is not that long. So they don't really get, it doesn't mean they can, but they are the ones who do the final diagnosis. So they work hand in hand to be able to detect, oh, this is what is wrong with the patient and this medication is what will be appropriate. So it happens. And sometimes as a person you evolve. Maybe in your teens you were struggling with ADHD. Then in your 20s they tell you have bipolar disorder. Then maybe in your 50s they come and tell you have something else. It depends on the triggers and stresses that are within like your life and what you are experiencing and things like that. We all evolve.
I was asking that because of the medication that they might prescribe, if it might affect you in any way, if it's a misdiagnosed a diagnosis.
That's why it's very important that if you're having side effects, you go back and report. Because when he diagnosed me with schizophrenia, the meds were working. My mind was more quiet. They were working. But sometimes it's like when we have, I'm not a doctor, disclaimer, but I feel like when they are able to finally detect what it is, they are able to, really, really handle the condition like more appropriately. So for me like this, there have been years that they probably had to increase the dosage of the mood stabilizers I take because it's like, oh, but I've been taking this medication for years. Why is it that now when I'm taking it, I'm getting depressed? So with bipolar disorder like this, sometimes you can have a manic episode where because of how high you are, they might maybe have to increase the dosage of your um, psychotropic medication. So I remember there was a time my my psychotropic medication, they increased the dosage so that it will make my mood calm down. But what happened was it made my mood calm down so much that I was getting depressed. So I had to go back to the doctor and be like, please, the more I take the medication, I'm getting more depressed. So they just it's like you can't really tell. They have to keep, it's like try and error to see what works because patient A has bipolar disorder as well as patient B, but it doesn't mean the same medications will work for them or the same dosage. They have to, alter it to fit the patient. For the individual. I have friends who also have bipolar disorder. They take an array of medications. We all take different things, different dosages. Sometimes you start with this medication, they will change it just to make sure that it's working.
Oh, wow. I'm learning a lot, I'm telling you. And I hope you guys are too. So, your final words to anyone struggling with any sort of mental health disorder or condition, and they feel that it is the end of the world for them. Your words of encouragement. You can look in it, anything you want to say.
Well, I would encourage you to seek professional help. That's the first point. And I know probably you hear people saying, oh, don't worry, it is well, you'll be fine, you'll get better. It sounds like annoying, but the truth of the matter is that it gets better. Because if I should tell you where I was 11 years ago mentally and where I am today, it's true. It does get better with time. And don't worry, you will be fine. And when you go and seek professional help, they prescribe you with any medication, please take it as prescribed. Be compliant. I keep saying compliance because some people don't realize that if you start a medication, you take today, tomorrow you don't take, next, you are not consistent, you are not compliant, you won't get the results. So you'll be like, oh, she said we should take our medication. And I took one, I didn't see any improvement. It takes time. For me like this, I've been taking this medication for 11 years. You wouldn't like expect someone who is newly diagnosed to have the kind of, functionality that I'm having 100%. No, it takes time. And when you are compliant to, the doctors are able to know whether they should change their medication or increase the dosage. They won't know if you are not compliant, and your body too will not also react in the way it's supposed to react. So be compliant. If you have any side effects, report them. Don't hide things from your doctor. Some people too, it's like they come with their problems, but they don't tell the full story. Tell the doctor everything. It doesn't matter. Maybe it even happened when you're in class 1. Tell them all the challenges that you have had. And you can visit any hospital now. Psychologists and psychiatrists, they are at any hospital. If you don't want to go to the psychiatric labeled hospitals in Ghana because you fear somebody will see you entering, you can go to your regular hospital. The psychologists and psychiatrists are there, and they will help you, and then you will get better. Your mental health is very important because without your mental health, you can't do anything. If it affects your daily life, how you'll be able to work, learn, associate with people, relate with people, it's all needed. So prioritize your mental health. And if there's anyone in your life who is also, not helping your mental health, think about it and find a way to, I'm not saying cut everybody off, but find a way to, manage your mental health and manage these people around. Because there are some people you can never
relate with them.
Yeah, there are some people you can't get rid of. They're in your life for life. So
family.
Yes, so you find a way to deal with them.
Okay.
So how you know you are struggling with your mental health, or you could probably have a mental health condition, is if the frequency of your symptoms span beyond weeks, months, or years. So I'm not saying that if you go home today and you sleep, you can't sleep, you have bipolar disorder. It's the frequency. You've seen that this particular symptom, it happens a lot. And also, it will be very important if you go and read about other conditions or others, the signs and symptoms of someone struggling with their mental health. It will give you the general overview about other symptoms, because today I have talked about bipolar disorder, but we have other disorders like panic disorder, schizophrenia, ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Every condition and their symptoms, but some of the symptoms are similar, and there are also times where someone can have a comorbid situation where they have 2 mental health conditions they are experiencing. So yeah, it's challenging, but that's the reality for some people. And also educate yourself more about mental health. Don't say, oh, I came to Irene's channel and she had a guest talk about bipolar disorder. I'm sorted. I know everything about bipolar disorder. Read more, listen to more people's stories. Because when you educate yourself, the moment you are going through the signs and symptoms, or you see someone around you, you know immediately that this person is struggling with their mental health, and you know where they should, you know where to direct this person to go to. And the earlier you seek help, the better. You wouldn't have to, go through all the damage and now come back. It's sometimes it's really tough. And sometimes some people don't even make it out. They complete suicide before anybody ever knows, or they ever have.
That will not be you.
Yes, God forbid. Yes, so seek help. Thank you so much. And check out my YouTube channel, Mental Health
Contest. Please check her YouTube channel. It's very informative. Yes, so this is where we wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us. It was an insightful conversation, and I hope you learned a lot. I did. I know I did. So yeah, same time, next time. Ciao.
Bye.
Yeah.